Welcome back to another episode of Crystal Hook Fishing. We got the Evan Hogan fan club on the boat over there. We got Evan Hogan. Evan, say hi, dude. And they're kind of strange. I'm gonna be honest. Okay, we're gonna bleep that out. Anyway, we're out at the wreck. It's a little rough. It's a little windy. The camera's not picking it up very well, but we're gonna get in the water and shoot some fish. See you in there. All right, we got Max on the boat. We adopted one of the little ones. They're the other ones. They're over there. They're coming to the spot. Let me see if we can't put them on some blacks and stuff. It's honestly better than yesterday.
Alright, welcome back underwater everybody. Sorry for the late upload. I've been moving into college and everything, so I haven't had too much time to do recordings, but we're back in the Keys. It's the same trip. This is day 2 of that trip, of that weekend. Getting down, you can see the current is kind of strong. It brought in a lot of sargassum weed from offshore. We're in about 75 feet of water here, the top of the reef. The deep side of the ledge is like 77, 80. Heading down here for the first dive of the day, just like kind of doing a checkout dive. I see there's a good bit of life on that point, so I head towards it. You can see right here I spook a nice black, and I slowed that down for you so you could see it happened a lot faster in the actual dive. But I'm excited about this reef already because I'm seeing life on it. There's a hogfish and stuff, so I head back up, get ready for another dive. Alright, so this isn't dive number 2, but this is only a couple dives after. I saw a mutton, and so I was diving here on kind of the edge of the reef. You can see very clearly the line between the reef and the edge there, but there's this one part where it dips in right there. That's also where I saw the black on that nice coral head right there. That's where it spooked off of, and there just looked to be a little bit more life congregated there. And I look down when I'm there, and I see this nice margate. I had seen it pretty much the whole dive. I was just looking around for other options before I took the shot on it. And I take a shot right here, get it right in the face, and I start heading up with it. Kind of got himself stuck on the reef, but I stay over, and I just move so that the angle of the line allows me to pull him out of the reef. And I bring him up to surface for my first fish of the day. These margate are underrated fish. They're very tasty. Taste kind of like hogfish. They're just bigger. I mean, unless you're in the Bahamas, or if you're just a great hog, or the middle grounds or something, you can get hogfish that big, but for me, that's a good fish. Eat him into the boat. Head back down on the same reef. Alright. Yeah, the sargassum weed was getting real annoying. Just having to brush it off the camera. All that fun stuff. Sucked that there weren't any mahi with it, but it made sense. Water wasn't that clear, and we were pretty shallow. You can see how cool this reef is. There's like these big rocks out further away from the reef, and then as you get to the main body of the reef, there's all these ledges, and right there is that black heading right into that ledge. I'm just kind of slowly following him, trying to make sure he doesn't spook. I didn't have a light, so I couldn't fully see into the ledge, but I'm pretty sure I have him right here. Shoot it, and it comes right out the other side of the ledge. I must have barely missed or something. That's why you have a light in your pocket of your wetsuit at all times, because dang. Or I could have waited. I could have known that he was in the ledge, gone back up to the surface, taken another dive on the ledge. Had to recover the anchor of the kids' boat because it was stuck on the bottom and they weren't going down to the bottom, so had to grab that guy. and we ended up moving spots. Alright, we go to this shallower reef because we got Max on the boat. We're trying to get him on a black. And this reef kind of didn't really have that much life on it at all. So we're diving around, we're looking for stuff. Max said he saw a cubera on it. But really we're not seeing much around on this reef. I get down, I'm looking around for a black. I'm still mad about missing that one and spooking the other one. I'm just hanging out down here. And you can see how good the ledge does look. Like, there theoretically would be fish on it, but there's just no bait. I see this margate, and I kind of take a lazy shot on him and miss. No excuse for that. Moving spots again. This time it's Evan's view. Alright.
Yeah. I got it.
So as soon as we get to the next spot, before I even take a dive, Evan's like yelling at me. And he has shot a black and it's rocked up. So I'm going down to get that recovery dive in. Try and get this first black grouper of the day potentially into the boat. We get down, kind of see this dust cloud that this fish has kicked up a little bit. But really it's not that bad. He's just kind of, the shaft is kind of in that rock and he comes right free as soon as I pull on it. I get that fish all the way up. It's weird how the black grouper will have like, they'll have that pattern on them when you first shoot them, like that really cool kind of checkerboard kind of thing going on. And then after a little bit, they just kind of go back to being black with like tiny spots. And you can't really see that beautiful black and white pattern. Like, that's such a pretty pattern right there, and it's only on them like when you first shoot the fish. Give it a little brain. I'm not a little brain. That sounded... You know what I meant. Stab him in the brain. Alright. So, pretty much right after Evan shoots his fish, like he's still in the boat, kind of putting it in the cooler and stuff, I go down for a dive. And this is kind of an interesting dive. But I'm coming down, and this reef is a little deeper than the last one. It's like 82 to bottom. We're kind of attacking it where we're not going all the way to the edge of the ledge, but instead we're going out to the area where there's those boulders that are right before the just sand, and the grouper are kind of hanging out around those boulders. They're like in between the boulders and the ledge for the most part, but they're not, you know, obviously out in the sand. But it's surprising because most of the time we find the groupers either on the ledge or on top of the reef. But this time I'm looking up, looking above, and I see under that ledge right there, you can see the tail of that fish. And I shoot him. I don't even worry about getting around to see his head. I was worried about him spooking if I went all the way around. I just blast him. Come straight up with him. One dive. No recovery dives for this guy. But yeah, it's weird. Normally we tend to see the grouper right on the ledge. Those outside boulders tend to be kind of a red herring because they look really good. But they almost never have the fish that we're looking for. Yeah, Evan got back in the water, kind of filled me with the fish a little bit. That was a nice one. I do have this fish available. Oh no, it's the fish from last week's episode, available as a fish print to buy on the Instagram. I'll leave the link for that in the description, so you can check that out when the video is over. Fish in the boat.
2 blacks in the boat, baby. What do you got there, Evan?
Doubled up, one spot.
Let's go, like 5 minutes apart from each other after like a 3-hour drought. Hell yeah. All right, we're gonna brine these guys up. Handshake, baby.
Let's go.
So that's actually the limit for blacks now in the Keys. They used to be that you could get 3 in a boat, and you could have that within your group or aggregate. But because FWC doesn't think that people can tell the difference between a black grouper and a gag grouper, it's now that you can only do 2 per boat, which sucks. Because before you could have a bunch more because you could have them within each person's grouper aggregate, but now it's just 2 fish per boat. So I'm heading down this dive, and this dive I'm kind of looking for mutton now because we've limited out on grouper. We're just looking for snapper and stuff. So you can see I'm diving on the sand, and I look into the reef, and you can't see it from here, but as I get closer to it, you'll see it. There's this channel crab, key crab. I don't know what they're actually called. I just know they taste good. Right there. Boom. Grab them from the bottom and heading up top with them. That's the hardest I've ever worked for a shellfish. 82-foot dive just for a little crab. I head up to the surface of this thing. I don't know. It's better than coming up empty-handed, though. I will say that. I mean, at least you get something to eat. And speaking of something to eat, I got these mangoes from my friend when we were on the way down to the Keys, and they got ripe like right on the boat on this day. So we ate them like right on the water. You'll see. I have it's the next clip, but these things just look how juicy that looks.
Got some mango?
Around that,
yeah?
that center.
Oh my god. Skylar's mangoes, dude.
Best mangoes I've ever had. And
this is good. Thank you.
so of course I had to see, do mangoes like mangoes? So go down looking for mangrove snapper. I don't know why, but some of the people commenting on my videos, you guys, like, it's not that big of a deal. I call them mango snapper. Yeah, it's okay. We're gonna live. We're gonna survive. Some people do that. Some people don't. I don't think I have to call them mangrove snapper every time. Doesn't matter. But I'm kind of using this mango as a flasher to see if I can bring in a mangrove snapper. I'm not really trying to shoot one because we already have a bunch of meat, but I just wanted to see if they would come into it. You kind of see there's the school right there, and it is coming a little closer. They could come closer, and that shark could go away, but they could come a little bit closer, but they're all kind of within range of a shot right here if I was to want to shoot them. So I would say that's a success. Mangoes do, in fact, like mangoes. And nurse sharks also like mangoes, apparently. But yeah, shout out Skylar. Those mangoes were super, super good. And I want more of them.
Well, that's a wrap. There's the rain, right on cue. Look at that. Oh, this is why we came in right here. It got real rainy. Jesus. We just drove, what, like 6.5 hours? No problems with the trailer. We were talking the whole time like, oh, it's gonna blow up. We are literally 100 yards from my house. Look at that. That's not how that's supposed to look, team. That's it literally 100 yards from my house. Look, my house is right there. It's that one, right over there. We're gonna slowly walk it back so we can change this tire. What the heck?